do one of these, whatever, these things, these collision things, you know, they do collect about 10 zillion tons of, you know, whatever, bits of information. But yeah, you can make them look like anything, you know. I mean, it really is connected dots, but there's a trillion dots, and it's like you can make them look like anything you want to. Just connect them the way you want.
Here's my thing. By their own fucking standards, this only moved it up, like, not even to, like, oh yeah, this is, like, a possibility. Like they have, like, these things called sigmas, and, like, 3 sigmas is a possibility, and 5 sigmas is proof. So, you know, it's not even 3 sigma yet. It's still, like, a 2.8 sigma.
Yeah, well, CERN makes me sigma. Yeah, I'm just so sick of these fake physicists.
I gotta say, I really kind of miss, like, the old days of science, when they were, like, kind of, like, pseudo-adventurers almost, where they would, like, get their hands dirty and shit, like, oh, like the Curies, I'm gonna fucking handle uranium. Like, yeah, we're gonna do that. Science.
Well, you know, the truth is, though, they didn't know what the fuck they were messing with. They had no fucking clue. I mean, she had 3 kids or something like that while she was fucking with that crap. You know, and it was, like, burned the skin off their hands and shit. I mean, really is, you know, yeah, you know, I guess if he didn't get hit by a stagecoach or whatever the fuck, I think he got hit by a truck or whatever he got hit by, but, and, you know, yeah, he probably would have died of cancer anyway. But she lived pretty long. But yeah, I mean, that's, you know, I mean, just, even if it wasn't radioactive, just the fucking work they did was kind of amazing. I mean, 3 years of, you know, just tons of ore, you know, smelting it down. I mean, you know, really was
Like, it's like with, like, it's all the
admirable.
old scientists. Like, you look at the shit they did, it's really fucking impressive.
Yeah, well, I mean, even people like Edison, you know, I mean, Edison, for people don't like him for a lot of reasons, but man, you know, the guy worked, you know, and worked and worked and worked, a lot of work.
You know, I'm one of those people who doesn't like Edison, but he was a worker. You know, he did invent some fucking of the things he made, so he did have something.
Yeah, well, I don't think you could say he didn't invent the things that he made. I mean, that's just sort of bogus. I mean, yeah, a lot of people knew about burning filaments, but nobody was able to make one last. And Edison thought of the idea of the vacuum. I mean, that was Edison's idea. So you got to give the guy credit for that. And the whole idea of using a carbonized filament, I mean, that was Edison. Everybody was using metal.
I'm just a huge Tesla fan, so, you know, I'm kind of biased towards Edison. I'll admit that, though.
Yeah, well, Tesla was a retarded cunt. And crazy to boot.
Tesla, he was cool.
Yeah, well, he's yeah, he's only when you're stoned kind of guy. Okay, Tesla wasn't, you know, he wasn't the real deal. He's more
if nothing
mythology
else, if nothing else,
than reality.
If nothing else, he did give us one thing. He did give us the Tesla coal, which has been a boon for cheesy B sci-fi movies forever.
Yeah, well, that's saying a hell of a lot, right? You know, compared to the talking machine and moving pictures and yeah, light bulbs and, you know, DC electricity.
This talking about Tesla. That actually, you remember the dude from Bosnia? Like, he was talking about HARP one day, and he was like, I know what HARP can do because Tesla was also a Serb. And I'm like, that makes no fucking sense. It's like, oh, I know everything Thomas Edison did because he was an American. I can go out and build a car factory like Ford did because he was an American.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I know, but DC does have its advantages, right? I mean, DC you can put underground. It doesn't electrocute people. It's got a lot of advantages, But yeah, I mean, because of what we chose to do, how we chose to distribute electricity, AC power became necessary. But I'm just saying that Edison was hugely valuable in terms of creating opportunities for all kinds of progress. So it's just stupid to say Edison was an asshole or Edison wasn't the deal. Edison was the fucking deal. Edison turned the possibilities into reality, where all these other guys just talked about shit like, yeah, well, this is theoretically possible. Yeah, well, Edison made it fucking happen. And, he didn't go buy himself yachts and a bunch of other shit with his money. He put his money back in his fucking invention engine.
You know what a lot of other people, a lot of people hate too, like to hate is Bell, which I never really got that. Like, I get, like, it's because of the Marconi, because, like, technically he did come up with the idea for, radio. Fuck, I can't remember now.
Well, I don't know why it took so long, to tell you the truth. It just seemed like such an obvious, like, I don't know how they didn't, like, take Morse, once they had Morse code, I don't know how they didn't figure out in, like, 3 days, hey, fuck, we could just send sound through this wire. I don't know why did it take so long to figure that out. I just think just when you play with it a little bit, when you play with a microphone and a speaker just a little bit, I mean, you get the idea. It's, electricity in a wire. You don't have to play with it very long to realize there's all kinds of harmonious sounds being created in the wires and all kinds of shit, and it just seems, like I said, I'm just surprised it took so long. I guess the microphone was the thing that slowed them down. I guess they could figure out the speaker part, but they didn't figure out the microphone part. But yeah, I think the thing with Bell is just that he's such an elitist, right? Mr. Watson, I need you. What the fuck is that? He's like Sherlock Holmes or something.
Did a lot of shit for the deaf too, because like he had 2 deaf parents. So like he helped invent Braille and shit.
Yeah, well, seems like a good guy to me, but I don't know if they made a movie out of his life. I'll have to go see. I like watching the movies of people's lives. The Madame Curie movie was pretty good. It was that sort of, she was kind of a, she just really was a beautiful woman. I can't remember her name, but she was really a pretty good actress. She's in a lot of strong woman roles, and but that was a good movie.
Bell's had a movie, but he has been portrayed in a lot of the Helen Keller movies, because he's actually one of the people who, like, a lot of people don't know this, but Annie Sullivan had like a team of people working to help Helen Keller, and he was one of the people.
Yeah, well, like I said, the Curies really didn't know what radioactivity was. They just thought it was luminescence glowy wowy. They really just didn't get it, that it was, oh, these are subatomic particles that are fucking destroying our chromosomes. Oh.
Edison and Tesla were both great men, man, but Tesla had a rough road to his end because of people like the Edison who used to go on the street and electrocute fucking rodents to dogs to try and disprove Tesla as being a better man and to have a better idea.
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, the tactics people use is the tactics people use. The truth was that people had invested a lot of money, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, and all that crap. I'm not justifying any of that crap, but the point was is that this had to be you had to get money to do shit, and once you had a big pile of money invested in shit, you had to get your payoff for it and all that kind of crap. And there was a lot of special interests that were opposed to trying anything new. So I'm just saying, I mean, Edison did it. He put his put his balls on the line, put all his money into it, and he lit New York City.
And he got paid big time.
Right, and what did he do with the money? He didn't spend it on fucking hookers.
As where Tesla, like, I know that Edison was a great mind, but Tesla was also that as well, and Tesla had a shit ride, like, all the way down to the end, man. I mean, I think he was actually run over as well, because he had, and like, I think he had a lot of problems from that. I mean, he lived lonely in his flat, and he come up with all these great ideas, and he was just poor and broke and fucked up.
No, I know, but it wasn't Edison's fault. Is my only argument. I mean, Edison didn't kill Tesla. Tesla killed Tesla. You got to live in the real world, and Tesla had no interest in doing that. So, you got to pay a price for being wacky. But I'm not saying. But I'm just saying that people sort of have turned him into some kind of mythical character, and I just don't think he was that fucking brilliant. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I don't get it. Okay, and some of his ideas were just wacky, like whatever, gravitational shoes or something.
Yeah, well, they was both great, like, but I think that I don't know, man. Like, Tesla just had a shitty ride, man, all the way down to the end. Like, he had jack shit.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you got to get lucky in life too. That's just the way it's. Unfortunately, I mean, Edison was just a toady until he, got an idea and, I think it was the stock ticker or whatever, his first patent, and that set him up in business, and But I'm just saying, I mean, you got to get a little bit lucky in life.
I suppose that's the
Be
way the
easier to
cookie
like
has
Tesla.
to crumble.
Easier to like Tesla because, Edison was a success and that kind of, breeds resentment. While Tesla's like, the underdog, so you kind of want to be like, hey.
I know, but you got to remember too, Edison, in his time, he was put on the spot a lot. I mean, people, he got raped in the press and over things, because they'd say, okay, this electric light is possible, and blah blah blah, and out 3 years, I'll blah blah blah, and and so I mean, he had a lot of, he was always under the gun, and he was, for most of his life, he was fighting off bankruptcy. So I mean, it wasn't like he got a free ride. He had to earn it. Yeah, well, the first recording that Edison did was kind of funny. So I guess he recited "Mary Had a Little Lamb." Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Like, early recordings are really fucking creepy to listen back to.
Yeah, speeches are kind of funny, like old speeches, because people sounded so much different than you thought they were. I remember I saw like Patton give a speech at the UN or something. It was such a, you know, I mean, it wasn't George C. Scott. You know, it was like, well, who the heck? This guy's kind of wimpy and turdy. You know, I mean, it was just, you know, you're just like, holy shit. You know, he's no George C. Scott.
They just, they have like, they sounded like fucking nerds because they talk in like that old time slang.
The Negroid. Yeah, you know, it's like the people on the you know, right side of the ones using words like that. You're like Lincoln speeches are funny that way. The Negroid. You know, it's just like, what the fuck? This is the good guy? Holy shit. Oh, for Hate Culture 5. You know, that's quite a name. Hey, you're 4. I got used up doing what? Oh, well, I went XXXX, and then I went WWWWWW, and they banned me. So I had to go to 5. Stupid screen names. Well, I should stick my foot in his ass and see if he can sleep through that.
The thing what always got me about Tesla is the part where it says that he knew when his mother died. Like, how would somebody know when their mother died?
Well, yeah, I mean, well, I'm just saying he was just probably building up his own magic powers. I am Tesla Man. Yeah, I can do special things. I can. Trust me. It's Abba. He's like Tesla.
Superman.
He's just like Tesla, except he's fatter. Oh, he's playing Abba. Yay! No, it's not Abba. No, that's no good. Turn that off. I hate that. Turn that off. I hate that. Okay, whatever. He didn't look nearly as crazy as usual. Had a shirt on and such. It's hot here. I'm surprised. Yeah, shirts are for girls. Yeah, yeah. Hell with it.
Yeah, that wasn't me this time. Right?
Yeah, I checked. You know, I did hit your little speaker button. I said, "Is that a fucking goddamn guy pulling this shit again?" And yeah, it wasn't you. But edibles in the room, so fuck around at your own risk.
I like the
Will
video.
hurt you.